Breaking this morning, a fatal accident on the Kilpatrick Turnpike, killing one person and closing down the roadway. The latest details coming up.
And we're looking ahead to an alert day this weekend. Meteorologist Joseph Neubauer has everything you need to know to stay weather aware as you head out on this Saturday morning. Hey, good morning, by the way. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Man, that was kind of a gloomy shot there.
Yeah, a little bit, right? We've had some patchy fog out there. I did have a really low chance of rain this morning. That hasn't really kicked in. I'm not complaining at all.
No complaints here.
I'm still going to keep that chance of rain in, but I think if you need to get outside, go ahead and go outside. Enjoy your day. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day, even though the OCCC camera is trying to say, nope, it's a little spooky out there. 72, by the way, that's really nice. 68, though, it is gloomy, it is humid. Looking at visibility, we haven't really seen any dense fog, but the visibility is down statewide. 10 or higher is typically great. Not so much. We're 7 to 4. Haven't really seen any rain pop up unless you're down in southeastern Oklahoma, although we are keeping an eye on things here in central Oklahoma, OKC Metro. 61 was the coolest I saw in El Reno, and they're now up to 64. Not bad. 72 across Oklahoma and Cleveland counties. It's 72 there in Tecumseh. It was 59 in Woodward. How about that? They're up to 61. Still probably got a light jacket on or like a sweater there in northwestern Oklahoma. My goodness. So the chance of rain, I'll put like a 10% chance in during the back end of the morning. Maybe just a few little spotty showers could develop. Cloudy too. By the afternoon, the rain chance really falls off. It should be a really nice day. I have us in the mid 80s. Pretty comfortable for this time of year. Is it warm? Yeah, I think so, but this is not bad. 10 degrees below normal. Beautiful day. You're green to go. Please get outside. Enjoy your time outside because we got storms on the way. It starts tonight out west. We see the severe risk build closer to OKC for Sunday. We'll talk all about the weekend risk for severe weather, the latest timeline. That's next, guys.
All right, we want to get to this breaking news update for you. The southbound lanes of the Kilpatrick Turnpike still closed this morning. We now know this is due to a deadly crash.
Yeah, this crash involving a semi. It happened around 4 o'clock this morning. Oklahoma City Fire Department telling us the semi caught fire. 2 ambulances were called to the scene. Right now, we don't know if anyone else was injured in that crash, but we're making sure to get more details as the morning goes on.
Also new this morning, a man is in jail after a shooting at a home in Woodward. According to police, a shooting happened around 7 last night at a home near 3rd and Main. Video footage reveals the suspect arguing with the victim and then shooting the victim in the leg. That's according to police. The victim ran off and so far has not been located. The suspect was booked into the Woodward County Jail on a complaint of felon in possession of a firearm. Police say more charges may be added.
I'm not going to listen to you. I'm your boss.
Okay.
You will do what I say.
It doesn't matter. You can't break the law like that.
People break the law. If you got a problem
Okay.
with it, then write me a ticket.
Ooh, a tense situation there. That's the city manager in Kanawha facing backlash from some residents frustrated with his behavior toward a police officer. It started during a traffic stop.
Yeah, the body camera you see there of the altercation and aftermath now circulating online. The man stopped in that video is believed to be city manager Daniel Bruton, who claimed to be on the way to a water emergency.
We got a water emergency, dude. There's no water in town.
Okay, but let's slow down, okay? Let's do it safely, okay?
Dude.
This is my job. This is what I was hired to do.
In a second clip, the body cam shows the officer and the city manager speaking in an office, calling someone named Brian, claiming he's going to fire that officer. KOCO has not been able to independently confirm who he was speaking with.
I'm not going to listen to you. I'm your boss.
Okay.
You will do what I say.
It doesn't matter. You can't break the law like that.
People break the law. If you got a problem
Okay.
with it, then write me a ticket.
Oh.
And then I'll deal with you in there.
Okay, well, I mean, you're all the ones saying we're not writing enough tickets.
Oh.
KOCO trying to talk to that city manager at City Hall on Friday, but we were told he was not there. The city council and mayor of Kanawha telling us they are looking into that video and that residents can voice any concerns they may have at their next city council meeting on August 14th.
Well, the community is coming together. It happened last night, holding a vigil and a moment of silence for a woman who was murdered in Oklahoma City last week. The woman known as Kelly Cam was found dead by authorities after a homicide investigation following a fire at her own house. KOCO was live at the scene in Sky 5. Kelly's niece telling KOCO earlier this week that Kelly was a victim of domestic violence. She had recently filed a protective order and also filed for divorce against her husband, Carlos Slaughter, before she was killed. Now, just days after the fire, Carlos was involved in a standoff with police in Topeka, Kansas. During that standoff, he reportedly took his own life.
She always rose to every challenge. Like when I knew her, it didn't matter what you put in front of her plate. She couldn't be intimidated. She couldn't be discouraged. That just wasn't her. Kelly is always someone who always had a smile on her face. Y'all know that.
And Kelly Slaughter was just 45 years old. We want to shift gears now to the economy. President Donald Trump firing a Labor Department official on the heels of a jobs report that shows hiring slowed in recent months.
Yeah, that report released hours after the president imposed new tariffs on dozens of countries. The move triggering a stock market slide Friday. ABC's Johnny Fernandez has more.
President Trump abruptly firing Erica McIntyre, the nonpartisan economist responsible for government statistics on the job, claiming without evidence Friday's weaker than expected jobs report was, quote, manipulated. ABC's John Carl pressed the president.
Mr. President, why did you fire the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics?
Because I think her numbers were wrong, just like I thought her numbers were wrong before the election, days before the election.
In January 2024, the now former BLS commissioner was appointed by President Biden and overwhelmingly confirmed in the Senate. Then Senator J.D. Vance voted for her. She will be replaced with someone much more competent and qualified. The president said on social media, important numbers like this must be fair and accurate. They can't be manipulated for political purposes. But many economists are expressing alarm, worried President Trump is trying to manipulate the numbers.
I am deeply concerned by this, and I think there are real long-lasting ramifications to these attempts to politicize what is one of the shining stars of the United States and makes us the envy of the world.
The move comes after the job report showed the unemployment rate rose to 4.2%, and the economy added 73,000 jobs in the month of July, less than expected. Stocks tumbling as investors respond to that report, and President Trump's new tariffs set to take effect next week. Those tariffs impacting nearly 70 countries by raising the tax by at least 10% to as high as 40% on imported products. A federal appeals court is raising questions over President Trump's authority to impose tariffs without congressional approval. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.